Hey everyone, welcome to the Shima Flow Yoga Kitchen. I'm Jody, and today I have a very delicious, nutritious, and detoxifying plant-based meal to share with you. Today is Wednesday, the second Wednesday of our New Year detox journey, and I'm really excited about this one. So I'm gonna get right down to it and show you what we have to offer. It is a carrot, turmeric, and ginger tea, which is so delicious, so warming, and so healing. And I'm just gonna go over here and share the ingredients that we have with you, starting with right here, these onions. Okay, so onions give it obviously a lot of flavor, but they're good for inflammation, to help reduce cancer, cholesterol, helps improve your mood. Okay, carrots, they're good for digestion, cancer as well, and eyesight. Ginger. Okay, now in this little bowl right here, I have three ingredients. I've got ginger root, I have turmeric, and I have garlic. Okay, so your ginger root is going to look just like this. It comes in all different shapes and sizes. And ginger, again, is going to give it a really yummy flavor, but it's also great for digestion, inflammation, and also good if you have a cold or a flu coming on. It's great to pull out your ginger and maybe even put it in some tea. Okay, turmeric looks just like this. Okay, again, it comes in different shapes and sizes. Again, good for digestion, inflammation, also very good for heart health, and it helps to alleviate depression. So that's a really awesome ingredient to have, and we know there are so many other benefits to turmeric. And then garlic in here, I have 3 cloves of garlic that I've chopped up in here. Again, really good for flavor, colds and flus, antibacterial, cancer fighting, the list goes on and on with garlic. And then here I've got some coconut milk. We're going to put a little bit coconut milk in this soup, which helps to lower cholesterol, is good for heart health, digestion, and inflammation. So all these ingredients are so good for digestion and inflammation, which makes it perfect for a detox tea, or soup rather. And then we have coconut oil right here, which helps with memory and weight loss. And then those are all the ingredients that are going into the soup along with this veggie broth. And then we just have some garnishes here, some parsley, which is a great antioxidant, diuretic, cancer fighter, this a little more coconut milk, just for garnish, and then pepitas, which are pumpkin seeds. And these are really good for your immune system and anti-inflammatory as well. And then finally, we're going to add a drop of lemon essential oil, and this is really awesome. You know, you can put lemon juice in there if you don't have the essential oil, but the wonderful thing about this essential oil is that it comes directly from the lemon rind, so you get really even more antioxidants, even more vitamins in here, and even more cleansing and purifying for your detox soup today. Okay, so here's what we're going to do to get started. I've got my big pot right here, and I'm going to put the heat on to about medium, and we're going to start with the coconut oil. Okay, so I've got my coconut oil in here, and of course I'm going to have the recipe listed below, so you'll have the exact amounts of everything that goes into it. But right here I've got probably about a tablespoon of coconut oil, and I'm going to put it in here, and we're going to let that kind of melt. Okay, and as this melts, there are 2 types of coconut oil that you can use, okay? There's refined and unrefined. So if you use unrefined, that's just gonna have that coconut flavor to it. Refined takes the coconut flavor out of it. So it depends on how much you enjoy coconut. I enjoy coconut. I just happen to have unrefined coconut oil in my pantry right now. Because I had guests in town over the holidays and they used up all my other coconut oil, which is totally fine. Okay, we're gonna melt that down, get it nice and warm here. And then the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to add my onions, okay? So it's 1 onion chopped up, and if you look at the size of what I chopped it up in, you know, maybe about 1 inch, ½ inch to 1 inch size. You don't have to be perfect because we're gonna put all this in the blender afterwards, but I'm gonna put these onions in here, and I'm gonna start to saute the onions. And we are going to saute these onions for 3 minutes. Okay, so these onions are looking pretty good. They're nice and translucent. You know, it's probably about 3 minutes. It can always give or take a couple minutes depending on what you like to do, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add in our ginger, turmeric, and garlic. And like I said, I have it all together in this bowl, all grated. I'll tell you what, these onions smell amazing. So take a look at that. I just added this in. Oh, and look at the color of the turmeric. Isn't that beautiful? We're only going to saute this for just about a minute. okay, to get those flavors popping. You can even smell it. Adjust the heat as you need to. You know, everybody's stoves are different, so you might need to adjust. And then look at how cool this is, how the turmeric already changes the color of the onions. It adds that beautiful yellow color, right, of turmeric. Okay, so we're gonna do that just for about 20 more seconds. All right, looks good. Okay, so then from here, we're going to add the carrots, okay? So, and again, with the carrots here, you guys, same about size as about the onions, maybe an inch to half an inch. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're gonna add the broth after that. And just one mention of that, I like the broth called Better Than Bouillon. It's my favorite broth. If you're looking for low sodium, I'm not sure if they make it in low sodium, then you might wanna look for something different, but the flavor of this broth is really good. So that's why I like to use it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add these carrots. Okay, we're gonna saute the carrots for 2 minutes. And then after the carrots, I'm going to add the broth. That's gonna cover everything up. And we're gonna simmer for about 25 minutes or until the carrots are tender. So we'll be right back. Okay, check it out. It looks beautiful. It smells beautiful. And what I like to do, this took about 25 minutes. It's always gonna depend on how big your biggest carrot is. Just pierce it with a fork and it should just pierce in really nicely, and that's when you know that you are done with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the heat. Okay, let's see how this feels. I'll use my pot holders here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the soup to this blender. Remember this blender from last week, our high-speed Ninja blender that we have? We're going to use the same blender. It's really good, multi-purpose. But if you don't have a high-speed blender, you can also use one of those blenders that you kind of put in. I can't remember what they're called, but you kind of put it in and they blend around. Oh, emulsifier. That's right. Thanks, honey. Okay. So we're going to take this pot here and we're going to very carefully pour the soup into the blender. Again, very carefully. It's hot. It will splash a little bit, so do your best here. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see everything that's in there, but that looks pretty good. I'm going to put that back. All right, we're going to put the top on here. All right, lock it up. It's all ready to go, and I'm going to pulse it until it gets nice and smooth. Okay, there we are. Okay, so one of the other things I like about this blender, I got to tell you guys, you know, when you blend hot liquids and vegetables, it sometimes starts to kind of seal shut, airtight, so it's hard to take the top off. This has this little piece right here that slowly allows that pressure to release, and then you can release the top with no problem. Okay, ooh, nice and hot. I'm just gonna put this over to the side here. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this and I'm gonna put it back into the pot, okay? So very carefully pour the soup back in. All right, and then from here, and you can put the heat on just very low here just to keep it warm. I'm going to add this 1/4 cup of coconut milk. Now I'm using full fat coconut milk. You get it out of the can. If you want to cut it back a little bit, they have light coconut milk, which I think will taste really very good as well. So I'm just going to pour the coconut milk in there, and I'm going to give it a little stir, okay? And that just kind of changes up that color just a little bit and makes it really beautiful, creamy. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited. And then finally, the last thing that I do with this soup is I take just 1 drop of this lemon essential oil. Now, not all essential oils are created equally, so you got to make sure you get a very high therapeutic grade oil. This is actually from doTERRA. It's lemon. And like I said before, you can put lemon juice in here. I always apply or add my lemon very sparingly, because if you add too much, it can really ruin the dish. Believe it or not, you only need 1 drop, maybe 2 at the max in this soup. So you want to try it out first. So I'm just going to put 1 drop. Very slowly, watch that. Okay, and as I said, it's from the lemon rind, so it's even more potent with the vitamins and antioxidants and detoxifying and purifying qualities. I'm going to give it a stir. Oh my gosh, and the smell of this lemon, I'm telling you, it's so intense. I just can't get over that 1 little drop Packs so much punch. All right, here we go. Now, if you want to let it simmer for a little longer, you can, for sure, but I'm going to start to serve it right up because I'm hungry and I want to try this. So I'm going to just take a couple ladles right here of this soup. What a great day for this soup, too. It's nice and chilly out here where we are in Chicago. Okay, so my little touch on this soup we discovered, especially if you're going to serve this to someone. Okay, so these pepitas, these pumpkin seeds, I'm just going to sprinkle them. They're going to drop to the bottom, but what's really nice about them is they give a little surprise for your guests. So when they scoop into the soup and they try it and they get a little pepita, they're like, oh my gosh, what is that? Little surprise for me down below. Then I'm going to take a little more coconut milk with the spoon. I'm just going to kind of drizzle it around, give it a really nice, pretty garnish, and then the parsley. Just put it on top. There you go. Serve it with some bread, gluten-free bread, French bread, whatever your flavor is. Maybe a nice little vegan sandwich on the side, whatever it is that you enjoy. Or you can just eat this soup all on its own and it'll be really, really satisfying. So I'm just going to give it a nice little taste here. Of course, I have to taste this soup. It looks so good. It's really hot, so make sure you blow on it. Oh my goodness. It is so good. You guys are going to be thanking me after you see this video. Please make it. And when you make it, put your comments down. I really want to hear how it went for you. Let me know what you changed about it. Maybe you added your own flavor to it. Perfectly fine. I would love to hear it because I'd love to try it as well. So if you liked the video, press the like button and share it with others. And of course, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time. Namaste.